Emergency supplies are being collected to help people who lost everything in a catastrophic earthquake in the Philippines. The 7.8 quake happened this morning. It's being blamed for at least 32 deaths, along with widespread property damage. Atlanta News First, Alani Latang is live in Atlanta after speaking with people around the city who are ready to send whatever aid is needed. Alani?
And Tracy, we're talking from restaurants to nonprofit organizations. They're ready to send money, personnel, even medical equipment.
Seeing some of these images and videos kind of like brings me back.
Marcus Fernandez is getting flashbacks to the moment he survived a powerful earthquake in the Philippines in the 1990s.
There was no water, like we didn't have any, there's no electricity, the grid was out, and you can't have the comforts of your home, so you have to sleep outside.
After a 7.8 earthquake rocked the southern Philippines on Monday, killing dozens, injuring hundreds, and sending a tsunami into nearby coast, Marcus is using his Filipino restaurant, Zarate Tiki, to plan a donation event in partnership with restaurant Girl Diver.
He's a brother of mine, he's my family. So, you know, if something happens to his family, it happens to mine.
Monday's earthquake collapsed and damaged buildings, leaving thousands of people in desperate need of immediate help.
What we see, people are going to need a place to sleep tonight. They're going to need food to eat. They're going to need water to drink and to bathe.
Nonprofit organization CARE, based in Atlanta, has a team based in the Philippines that is responding right now. Crews are assisting in shelters, on search and rescue operations, and removing debris. From Atlanta, they're working to lighten the load overseas.
Some logistical support, operational support, very back-end things so that they can be spending all of their time on the front lines supporting people.
Getting medical equipment is another crucial element. Chris Brand with the Friends of Disabled Adults and Children, a nonprofit partner of FEMA, is providing medical equipment to disaster areas, ready to gather and send supplies to southern Philippines if called for.
It is terrible for the caregivers who are trying to go back to work when their jobs open back up because they have no one to help move people through their activities of daily living.
From organizations to restaurants, folks are ready to wrap their arms around the Philippines.
You know, all we had, from what I remember, was just like the community. Like, the community rallied around each other.
Marcus with Zarate Tiki says he's ready to make that donation event happen as soon as possible, hopefully within a week. Reporting live in Midtown, I'm Alani Latang, Atlanta News First.